Hello everyone, we are your tour guides. My name is Abby, I'm a student at CSU, and I'm wanting to teach art. I love cooking and baking and spending time outside in the nice weather.
Hi everyone, my name is Delaney and I am also a student at CSU. I want to teach art someday, but for now I love being outside and spending time with my dog and cat. Today we are going to be talking about the Gregory Allicar Museum of Art, which is a museum with the purpose of engaging folks' minds and discussions about art and relating it to our daily lives. With these virtual Brainy tours, we are able to bring art to you in your classroom.
One of the current online exhibitions on the Gregory Allicar Museum's website is on Binh Don's work. Don is an immigrant from Vietnam, which is in Southeast Asia. His work focuses on his identity and exploring nature. One part of his identity, and something that shows up a lot in his work, is the Vietnam War.
Binh Don is Vietnamese and was forced to leave his home country when he was only 2 years old. Does anyone know what war is? We are going to give you a few moments to think about your answer, as well as all the other questions in this video throughout the tours. Feel free to pause the video and take as much time to think about your answers as you want before going on. So war is when two different countries have a disagreement. Has anyone heard of the Vietnam War? The Vietnam War took place from 1955 to 1975. War between North and South Vietnam about a disagreement on how the country should be run is why the war was started. The U.S. was involved, and there were many Americans who were divided on the U.S.'s involvement.
So our first piece of artwork is titled Image of Self-Immolation of Thich Quang Duc. It is a chlorophyll print done by Binh Don. Take a moment to figure out what you can see. Is there anything you notice about this artwork that is different from others you've seen before? I notice that this photo is printed on a leaf. Let's dive deeper into this process.
These photos are placed on leaves in a process called chlorophyll printing. This is when a photograph is placed over a leaf and then left in the sun for a few days, utilizing photosynthesis. Binh Don invented this process for his works.
Does anyone ever go outside and play? What are some things you do in nature? I like to jump in leaf piles and go on walks.
Why do you think this picture is on a leaf?
I think that this picture is printed on a leaf to show the connections between human and nature. Now let's look at different types of leaves. What are some differences in color that you see? I notice that some are green and big and some are small and brown.
Has anyone seen The Lion King or know the song Circle of Life? Can anyone tell me about the Circle of Life? The circle of life is the endless cycle of life and death.
How do you think this relates to Binh Don's identity? How are humans and nature connected? I think when all living things die, they once again become part of the earth. Has anyone seen the movie Inside Out? Do you remember the characters and the colors they wore? I remember that joy is yellow and fear is purple.
Can anyone tell me what emotions are? I think of emotions as being happy or sad, maybe angry, and sometimes excited. How do you think emotions and color are related? Well, I think that when you're happy, you can be yellow. When you're sad, you could be blue. When you're angry, you could be red. And when you're excited, you could be orange.
Can anyone tell me about a time they felt yellow? A time I felt yellow was when I went to Disney World. I got to meet all the characters and go on really fun rides.
Now that we have talked about Ben Don's chlorophyll prints on a leaf and what role identity and color play in his piece, we are going to talk about another one of his works that explores identity through the use of a religious figure. This is the artwork that our activity relates back to later.
Does anyone know what religion is? Or does anyone go to church? Bin Don practices Buddhism, which is a religion, which is practiced in Eastern Asia.
How does this relate to Ben Don's identity? How does religion relate to your identity?
This photo is printed as a daguerreotype, which is a type of photograph that became popular in the 1800s. This is the first successful photograph printing process in the history of photography. These photos are printed on a silver plate.
Now that we have looked at this piece, I want you to describe the colors that you see within it. Think back. How do these colors make you feel? What do they make you think of? I think of a statue when I look at this piece.
Both of these artworks relate back to Bin Don's identity, the first of pain and destruction of the Vietnam War, compared to the image of the Buddha relating to his religious beliefs.
Looking at the colors and understanding our feelings based on the colors also shows us more about our own identities. The colors we focus on reveal the characteristics that are most important to us as individuals.
It's about me, or that I'm kind and caring, but I can also be really shy and quiet. Can you think of any colors that relate back to your identity? I think of yellow because I'm kind and happy, but I also think of blue because I can be shy and quiet. Identity is such a huge part of our lives, and we share identity every day with others.